Merry meet Leo, Leo sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Leos. I am today reading with this Paulina Tarot, and I've already purified with this Panier d'Essence Verveine, and you can find links to purchase each of those products right in the video description of this video right here on YouTube. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Leos. We're starting out with the Tower, followed by the Ten of Cups, followed by the King of Wands. So whatever that Tower experience that has just happened or is in the midst of finishing, it's awesome. Look at what it's bringing you. It's bringing you everything you wanted. It really is worth going through whatever you went through because it's bringing you what you wanted. It's getting rid of everything that's standing in the way of your happiness. So whatever that was or whatever it is, bless it. It is really on your side. It's doing everything that it needs to do to remove that which is not there for your good, because your happiness is very clearly the focus of this reading. And this is, I love the Ten of Cups. It's my happily ever after card in the deck, but it's only happily ever after if you remember to stay in the moment. You don't put your happiness in linear time. That's what the ego likes to do. The ego likes to take whatever wonderful things are going on and say, oh, great, nice thing that happened. And it puts it right in the past. So yeah, it is nice that happened, but what's really important is what's happening, because it's all perpetual for you. And this is a happy, happy time for you, Leo, regardless of what this was or is. Now, where you're headed is so amazing. You are really coming into your own, especially in regards to career, artistic pursuits, those kinds of things. Whatever your work in the world is, you're really coming into your power fully. And, well, nobody ever fully comes into their power, but boy, compared to what it's been, this is off the charts powerful, really wonderful. Whatever your chosen work is, whatever you do, you're really good at it and you're really successful at it. And that's what you have to look forward to. And you have every reason to be happy and be grateful that whatever ended or was torn away from you or came tumbling down did. You don't want whatever that rat-infested structure was. Good riddance. And now where you are, ooh, it's wonderful. And if you're not there yet, you sure are you sure to have one foot in the door. So you're doing great. Ace of Coins was the whole purpose of this. Five of Swords, oi. King of Cups, yay. Okay, so what's this Five of Swords doing right on top of the Ten of Cups? That's a good question. It's whatever you've been trying to save from the Tower. You don't need to save anything from the Tower. The Tower knows what it's doing. You don't need to save anything. All you need to do is be happy. If there are people in your life that are mean to you, that are cruel to you, that don't appreciate you, that abuse you, whatever that is, whatever this Five of Swords is, they're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be here. They don't belong here. Now, that doesn't mean, actually, I should have said it differently. That behavior is not supposed to be here. That behavior doesn't belong here. So they either need to change their ways or get out. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth, because there's no room for that kind of behavior in your life. Now, if for some reason this is coming from you, which I don't think it is, but if it is coming from you and you're being mean or whatever, there's no place for that either, because that's not contributing to your happiness. So whatever it is, wherever this cruelty is, wherever the meanness is, wherever the bullies are in your life, they don't belong here. Now, if that's coming from you toward yourself, it definitely doesn't belong here. And there's no reason for it, because you're doing great. You're doing really well. You've got two kings. So these are two very developed parts of you that are really coming into their prime, their full power. The one, like I said, is your career or work, whatever the important work in the world is. And the other is you as a spiritual being. the spiritual master that is you. And spiritual master does not exist within this kind of cruelty. So if you're putting up with anything, because this is the only negative card in the whole reading, because the Tower isn't a negative card at all. It's wonderful. So the negative card of this Five of Swords tells me that you might think that it's necessary for you to tolerate cruelty in your life. And the reading is saying, no, it is not necessary for you to tolerate cruelty in your life. And that it's trying to go away and you keep saving it. It's trying to go away and you keep saving it. So let it be in the Tower. You don't need to rush in and save anything in that Tower. That Tower is old news that needs to die and be gone. And instead, what it's trying to uncover is this Ace of Coins, which not only is a wonderful card for finances, but it's also a card that represents the beginnings of positive manifestations in place of this Tower. Think of one of those. They don't have as many anymore because they've been refurbishing really well. But if you've ever been to Vegas, they used to have these just disgusting old hotels that nobody wanted to go in because they were just so gross. I mean, some people did. Some people, went in there just because they wanted to gamble or whatever. But you would stick to the carpets. They smelled funny. They were just atrocious. And then they would take a wrecking ball to them and build a wonderful new resort. Well, the wonderful new resort is coming in its place for you. Your wonderful new resort. You don't want this. You don't want to build that resort on top of an old foundation that wasn't demolished. You don't want to save a little bit of that tower and hope that it fits in with the new resort. It won't. It'll be awful. It'll be the eyesore that it's always been. So don't save any part of this tower. It needs to be gone in favor of all of the wonderful new structures you're building. And these cruel energies don't get to come. They don't get to come. And if you insist on allowing for them, then you're really diluting your happiness. And I don't want you to do that. And I don't think you're going to. I just think you need to give yourself permission to say, no, you don't get to come. This is invitation only. My grand opening to my new resort is invitation only, and you don't get an invitation because you're mean. Whatever this is, it doesn't have to be a person or people. It can just be a way of being. It can be whatever this is. You know what this is better than I do, what this Five of Swords is, but it's very negative and it's not for you. And you don't need to tolerate it, whatever it is. And instead, you need to embrace the mastery that you've earned. You've earned this mastery. And you've earned this happiness. And you've earned this rebuilding and this renovation in your life. It's like a whole new Leo. And who needs somebody to come poo-poo all over your wonderful new renovation? No, you don't need the evil fairy at your christening. Remember in Sleeping Beauty, she doesn't get to come. She's not invited. And she has no power. Whatever this is, it has no power. And you saving that, you thinking that you need a little bit of that because for whatever reason, is very misguided. And I don't want you to do that. You don't deserve anything but happiness and success. And look at how far you've come. You don't become the King of Wands and the King of Cups by accident. It's like going to the gym, lifting a weight and saying, "Oh, how did I get all those muscles?" It doesn't happen like that. You work really hard to get muscles, right? If you're in the gym, you don't take a voice lesson and say, "Oh, how did I become an opera singer?" No, you work really, really hard at it. And just like whatever these things are that you're masterful at, you've worked hard at it. This is your life's work we're talking about here for many of you. And who needs that to come in and start to caca all over your life's work? No way. No way. So you have a very powerful set of energies that are supporting you. And as long as you're not trying to save this Five of Swords anymore, let the Tower demolish it. No person is going to get hurt in this, by the way. We're not talking about hurting people. When we're talking about demolishing, we're talking about demolishing old mental structures, old psychological and emotional structures. And sometimes people and relationships embody those structures. So when those structures are gone, when that structure of allowing for cruelty or whatever this is gone, those people will either have to change or go away. They'll either have to change or go away. So this isn't about a specific person necessarily, but it's about you thinking that you have to tolerate something that's not appropriate. And that's not in the cards for you at all. So it's time to let the Tower finish its work. Don't save anything from it, knowing that it's there for you, for your benefit, so that you can have this new beautiful resort. This is, of course, a symbol in place of this old icky hotel, right? So that you can be happily ever after, and be the master that you've worked your tuchus off trying to become. You get that. You get all the blessings. You get all of the rewards for what you've been doing for so long. And don't let anybody or anything, internally or externally, try to ruin that for you, because that's not the will of the universe. And it's not up to you to save those kinds of things for yourself. You don't want them. So you're doing so well. I just don't want you to think that you have to somehow put up with and tolerate cruelty. You do not. You do not. And I think you know this, and I think you know that everything is going your way and is beautiful, and you don't have to feel bad about that, right? A lot of times people make you feel guilty for being happy and successful because they're not, because they're so miserable. Not your problem. It's not your problem. I know that you're compassionate, but your compassion is fine, but compassion is not something that is going to tear down everything that you've worked for. So you can be compassionate at a distance. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. You're doing so well. We'll see you in a couple weeks for another reading, Leo. Until then, blessed be.